Good morning, Orangetheory Fitness Derby family. Are you ready for your next workout? Today we're going to boost your Monday mood, so grab something that's about 15 to 20 pounds, that is 8 to 12 kilos if you're thinking in kilos. Doesn't have to be a kettlebell or a dumbbell. Get creative, see what you can find. In the video today is a suitcase, so I'm looking forward to seeing your weight options. And we're going to blast out a 22-minute leg and core workout. So let's blast it out together this Monday and boost our mood. Send us a picture of your weight of choice and tag us with Orangetheory at Home, hashtag I can I will, and shout out to all those people that have already been out over the weekend and start blasting out some exercise. There's Debs, there's Nicola, there's Sarah Bendicus, there's Andy Williams. All of you have been doing absolutely amazing. Keep sharing what you're doing, stay positive and stick with us in this little community that we have. See you soon.
Today's workout is going to consist of 6 blocks, including a warm-up and a flexibility block. Before we start each block, we're going to demonstrate each of the exercises. With that being said, we're going to get started with this warm-up. We've got 5 exercises. Starting first, D, let's get that march going. We got our high knees here. We're going to get that knee up towards the hip, arms proud, chest nice and tall. Options here, you can always reduce the range of motion if you need to. That's going to go right into 10 reps of a forward arm circle, bringing those arms out nice and wide. We really want to open up the chest and shoulders with this. Once we're done with those 10, we're going to flip it and reverse it. Now we're going to go into that reverse motion for 10 total reps. Next up, we're going to work that core a little bit. So we have our opposite knee to opposite elbow. So D is bringing her elbow up, bringing that knee, making sure that that rotation is coming from the core, less so from the upper body. Now, of course, if that range of motion is not available to you, you can go ahead, extend those arms out, and just reduce that range of motion. Next up, we have 10 total reps of an alternating reverse lunge. We're going to go ahead and turn to the side so you can see D nice and tall. Feet are on 2 separate tracks, about hip width apart. As she steps back, you're going to notice that the weight distribution is about mid-foot to heel, which is allowing that knee to stay behind the toe. An option here, you can always reduce your range of motion on that back knee. Now, what warm-up would be complete without 10 reps of jumping jacks? Let's go ahead and get those going. Nice explosive movement, feet nice and wide. Of course, an option here, you can always walk it out and walk it back in. You have 2 total rounds.
exercises coming at you, completing 3 rounds, 10 reps of everything. Just like before, we are going to demo the exercises. You ready to get this started?
Let's do it.
Perfect. Looks like you're going somewhere.
Well, wait for you to tell me where to go.
We are going to a lateral lunge to a suitcase squat. So let's get into your standing set position, feet hip width apart, standing up nice and tall, holding that luggage at your chest. We're gonna step out laterally to the side, sinking nice and low in our hips, resetting at the top, bringing that luggage to the side, and going down heavy on our heels, performing a squat here. 5 reps on each side. Option, we can always, unfortunately, get rid of the luggage. Next exercise is a speed skater lunge. Standing set position, standing up nice and tall. We're gonna hover one leg up off the ground and explode laterally side to side, keeping that chest nice and proud. Option here, instead of hopping, we can step and drive that knee up one at a time. 10 total here. Last but not least, we got a lot of soap over here. You wanna use it?
Wax on, wax off.
All right, let's get into that high plank position. We have a plank tap. For this, we're in that high plank position. Feet are hip width apart. Hips are square to the ground and wrists are stacked directly underneath the shoulders. From here, we're gonna tap one hand at a time, focusing on that anti-rotation. Option, drop to the knee, same exact move, you got 10 total. Let's get to work.
If I had my time again, I'd do something about it. But it's too late, baby, and you're running on out the door. I never knew when it come to this, never thought we clouded. But can you hold on, baby, just a little bit more? At the start, you were by my side and you were proud about it. When you looked into my eyes, I needed nothing more. I never knew when it come to this, never thought we clouded. But can you hold on, baby, just a little bit more? Hold on, let it go. Please don't let it go. Hold on, let it go. Please don't let it go. Hold on, let it go. Please don't let it go.
wanted core, we're gonna give you core. 3 exercises, 12 reps of each. Now, Dee's gonna demonstrate each of the 3. You ready for this?
I'm ready.
All right, we're gonna go ahead and, oh, we already have the pink towel ready.
I told you I was ready.
Nailed it. All right, let's go ahead, come down, laying down on our back. We're gonna start with 12 reps of a straight leg raise. So as you can see with Dee, her shoulders are making contact as well as her lower back. Legs are at a 90-degree angle stacked over the hips. Now, nice, slow, and control. We're gonna bring those heels down to the ground, hovering just above, but we wanna make sure that lower back is still in contact, then raising it back to that 90-degree position. Options here, you can always bend at the knees to reduce that lever. Now, let's go ahead and show that option. Perfect, D. So next up, we're gonna get back to that 90-degree angle. We have 12 reps of a straight leg hip raise. So from here, a little bit goes a long way. We're gonna drive those hips a little bit elevated, making sure those shoulders stay stacked, those hands are still in contact with the ground. Just like that straight leg hip raise, we can go ahead and bend at the knee. There we go. And last but not least, let's go back to that 90-degree angle. And we're gonna spice this up a little bit.
Oh my goodness.
Come on, you knew this was coming. We're gonna go ahead and use this suitcase right here. Go ahead and hold on to that. Arms fully extended. We now have 12 reps of a toe reach. There we go. So that lower back is still holding contact with the ground. She is raising those shoulders off, making contact with the toes. Now, of course, you don't necessarily need that suitcase, but it's a nice little plus. Now, remember, we have 3 exercises, 12 reps of each.
Cardiovascular endurance training has been shown to lower blood pressure and reduce the risk for chronic diseases. This roughly 7-minute long cardio block is going to focus on 60 seconds of work followed by 15 seconds of rest for a total of 6 rounds. We're going to alternate between 2 different exercises. You ready, Ange?
Ready.
All right, your first exercise is going to be a good old-fashioned jumping jack. Your standing set position is starting off with your feet together, thighs tight, belly button in, shoulders down and back, arms are gonna be right at our side. We're gonna explosively jump our feet out until they're just wider than hip width apart as we extend our arms up over our head. Option, step it out one at a time. Second exercise is going to be a pop jack. We're going to start off in our standing set position, sink down heavy in our heels, plant our hands down to the floor, jump our feet into a high plank position, and then replace our hands with our feet. Option, step it in one at a time. 60 seconds of work, 15 seconds of rest, 6 total rounds, alternating between those 2 exercises. Let's get started. Now it's time for your flexibility block. Denise, I think you earned it, right?
I hope so.
You definitely did. So 3 stretches, 20 seconds on each side. As always, we are going to demo and then you will follow suit. Make sure you don't fast forward through this part. First one, I know you love to cook, so we have this beautiful rolling pin for your first stretch. You're going to have a standing overhead reach. So in that standing set position, we're gonna raise that rolling pin up over your head and slightly rotate to the side, letting your head follow the direction of your spine, 20 seconds on each side. After that, I know you love it, but let's drop it to the side. You wanna be a cactus?
Sure.
Beautiful. We're going to do a chest stretch. So raising your arms up over your head, nice and high. You're gonna bend your elbows 90 degrees, opening up your chest. If you wanna feel even a little bit more of a pull, pressing your wrist just back a tiny bit more, making sure that you're breathing here. Third stretch, you're gonna take a seat all the way down to the ground for your seated toe reach here. So sitting up nice and tall up on your sit bones with your feet flexed, she's going to slowly raise her arms up, hinging at her hips until her range of motion allows, keeping that back nice and flat. Once she reaches there, then she'll lower her arms. So slowly but surely, she's feeling that stretch in her hamstrings. As she continues to flex her feet, she'll feel it a little bit in those calves. Now, you worked hard, so let's continue to earn that recovery.